Good afternoon to all the dignitaries and dear participants. It is with immense pleasure that I welcome you all to this national webinar on mental health in pandemic times, hosted by the NSS unit, Sacred Heart College, Kochi, in association with the Field Outreach Bureau, Ernakulam. We have had an overwhelming response of around 500 registrants from various parts of India, representing 61 institutions from 6 states: Maharashtra, Odisha, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, and all districts of Kerala. We have participants from different arenas: the health sector, arts and science colleges, engineering colleges, the management sector, social sciences, technical cell, teachers from schools and colleges, and a large number of students, which adds beauty to this moment. Over to my duty. Our beloved principal, Dr. Father Prashant Palekapalil CMI, has kindly agreed to inaugurate this webinar. I welcome you, Father. I also welcome Srimati Beena K.A., Deputy Director, Regional Outreach Bureau, Trivandrum, who will deliver the keynote address. Welcome you, ma'am. This session will be handled by our esteemed speaker, Dr. V. Bindu, who is a trainer, counselor, educationist, and a principal with a huge experience. She has conducted 400 plus training programs both in India and abroad, and she also owns a training organization called Pencil. She has much more to her credit, and we don't have much time. If I have to read through it, it will take a lot more time. I heartily welcome you, ma'am. I welcome all our participants to this psychologically relieving session, and I would like to inform all the participants that you may pose your queries in the chat box, and it will be taken up for further discussion after the session. You are also requested to fill the attendance sheet that would be circulated when the session is on. I welcome you all once again. Over to the inaugural address by Father Principal, followed by the keynote address by Srimati Beena K.A. Thank you all.
Namaskaram, everyone. This is together on this platform, and thankfully we have the technology assisting us, maybe with all its constraints. So I, at the very outset, let me appreciate the efforts taken by NSS unit and also the partnering addressing mental stress and how to live a healthy life. Yes, we all recognize that health is wealth, and well-being is something which we all look up to. The World Agenda of Sustainable Development Goals speak about well-being of all. Khalu dharma sadhanam, that is a saying we are having. So I think one thing I feel about this is that in order to have our mind healthy and stress-free, we also, though I don't say it is a must always, but it is better that we keep ourselves bodily fit, and bodily fit along with mental fitness. So the physical fitness itself add to a decrease in mental stress. That is my logic. I believe I am right, and I try to do that, keep ourselves fit on a day-to-day basis. For that, the present agenda which our government is proposing is very apt. That's what I feel regarding yoga as a means. In all constraints, we can be making use of this wonderful resource of our country to keep ourselves whole, to keep ourselves well, physically, mentally, spiritually, socially. And I am not, but it is fit. And in today's world, Swachhata, it is also one of the yama in yoga, that cleanliness around us, our own physical, would make us relatively stress-free. A third thing also I would like to add before I conclude, that is to keep ourselves in touch with the soil. So this is Sustainable Development Goals number 12 speaks about responsible consumption and responsible production. We are usually on the consuming side. Beyond that, let us get in touch with the earth, and on a day-to-day basis that we are also producers. We produce food, we produce fruits, we produce vegetables, we produce cereals. This is a possibility. Within even the constraints of having, I hope that very minimum, maybe somebody don't have any land also, but then even 1 cent of land is enough to sustain a family of 5, to at least to provide vegetables. We have proven that, and it's possible. So these are the 3 clues I from my life. I feel that can keep us relatively less stressed and mentally healthy. I thank once again the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and I feel very privileged to inaugurate this, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you. May God bless us.
Okay, then I think we can move over to our speaker for the day, Dr. Bindu. Ma'am, please, you may start your session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So I'm so excited and happy today to address the vibrant youth. I believe most of the participants are youth. From the conversation I had with Ragam ma'am, I understood that most of the participants are from colleges from different parts of the country. And I'm so happy to meet the principal here. Father, wonderful introduction you have given to the session. You told about, you have included holistic, and there you have added the sustainable goal. Wonderful. That is the much needed thing in everywhere now. We have to be self-reliant. Okay, so I believe that I can start my session. So welcome all. Welcome everybody. Let me share my presentation. Let me see whether it is possible also. So good afternoon. I really wish that I would be able to see you all face to face. See, I'll be so happy to meet you all. But see, this is a difficult time. So difficult time for all of us. That's why we are all here and we are all talking. We are all getting connected over this platform now. So we hear about, the spread of COVID-19 from all over the world, isn't it? Through television, through the medias, through the newspapers, family and friends, and all other sources. What's happening? We get frightened. You know that what will happen when you are frightened? Definitely, that will lead to fear, anxiety, and you be panicky. And on some occasions, you won't be able to think also properly. Okay, so that is the significance of talking about mental health during the pandemic times. So what is mental health? I just want to give a small heading over there. A person's condition with regard to their psychological as well as emotional well-being. Psychologically in the sense mind. Mind, where is the mind? Are you able to see the mind? It is a software part of the brain. Yeah. So the psychologically as well as emotionally, are you able to control your thought process, feelings? So thoughts and feelings. Okay. So in that, there should be a integration and a proper functioning of these two parts. Now I just want to talk about minding our minds during COVID-19. So mental health is nothing but minding our minds. What is this minding our minds? See, government has taken a lot of measures, isn't it, to prevent the speed of infection from one person to another, to protect ourselves and others. And that means that not stepping out of the house except for buying necessities, reducing the number of trips outside, and ideally only a single or healthy family member making the trips when absolutely necessary. So that is it. So minding our mind. So are you aware of this conditions, COVID-19? At that time, what is happening to our mind? Let us see. Let us have some reflection now. How teens get affected? Sorry, something is annotation request. What is that? What is the difference between kids and teens? Kids normally at this time of this lockdown and all, they would be happy. They would be happy with along with the parents. They can spend the time now. They are getting the parents, right? So they are happy. So what is the condition of the teens? See, developmental needs of kids and teens are entirely different. For kids, they'll be happy. They'll be feeling happy being around in the home and surrounded by the family members, parents, 24 hours a day. But that is not the case with the teenagers or the youth or the adolescent, grown-up children. So their development needs are different because they are actually there. Most of the happiness is actually deprived from them. They feel that their happiness is deprived. Important events in their lives are missed out. Most of you or some of you would be in the last year in your college, some would be in the second year. So what is happening? So you expect a lot of good memories, you expect a lot of events, organizing events and experiences in this year, but you are going to miss them out. For example, a trip can be a college trip, it can be a send-off party, many things. So that happiness is going to be deprived, and that will definitely affect the teenagers. They'll be really sad about it. They are really sad about that. If you are there in front of me, I will have asked you the question, are you? So another thing is the uncertainty in the career now. So which career? So what all we talked about pre-COVID, everybody talks about health. So in career two, one thing again, something is coming in my slide often. Okay. So in career two, you can expect a lot of changes in the subjects which you are going to take in the coming years. You can expect a change, and see this the chances of going abroad and all also is limited now. So many of the opportunities are curtailed. So that is the way the COVID has affected the teens now, the college going students. What about relationship issues? How is the relationship now? Most of you, prefer to hug, prefer to shake hands with the friends. You want to hang out with your friends, partying, going to hotels. Everything is lost. So that's a real sorrow for most of you, most of the teenagers. They are worried about their peer relationships, meeting the friends, meeting the teachers, coming to colleges or universities or schools. So then the relationship affects. Okay. And in the family too. In the family also, I told that kids prefer to have the parents along with them. But that's not the case with adults. They don't want the parents to be there hovering over them, always advising or something like that. They don't want criticizing. They don't want. So maybe they'll be a little bit stressed about that. This I mentioned now. Many of them feel that they missed some of the important events in their life. They have planned, many of the tour planning, many things have been shattered. So more affected by the financial crisis. The teenagers, the youngsters are actually affected by the financial crisis that their parents face now. We all know that many have lost the job and the salary has been reduced. So, and many expatriates are coming. So that definitely must have affected their mindset now. Many multiple reactions. What I mean by that, teenagers have different reactions at this stage. I have seen some teenagers or youth telling that this will not affect me. I'm not going to get COVID. So they may go out, he or she will go out, and see, they are not afraid of catching. They don't think that they will get affected. But what is the problem, we have to give educate them that it's not that you getting affected or you getting this virus, you come back and then others will be affected by this. So that idea we have to give to them. So some will be reacting in that manner, and some will be, I told, that will be really sad. Some will take it in a very casual manner, and there are some who really feel very happy about it. Now it is actually normalized things. Everybody is equal now. All are affected. So that is something, some students, some people feel that now this situation has actually put everybody in the same condition, all having the same issues. So they find a little bit relieved also by this. Okay. And, now reframing is important. That is what I told. We have to give meanings to them. It is the duty of the parents or the adults to give some meanings to what they have thought about Corona or COVID-19. Make use of the unique experience. This experience is actually unique, once in a lifetime experience. globally, everywhere, everybody is experiencing. So this is a unique experience. They can go through that. They can explore a lot of opportunities there. So make use of that unique experience that we can give a meaning to their thought process, with their negative thought that I missed out certain thing. So, okay, you missed it out. Okay, you missed out your party, you missed out your birthday celebration. Okay, we understand that, but you will be getting some time now. So how you can make use of that? More challenges, provide more challenges to the youngsters now. So I'm addressing to the youngsters. So this is for you. Accept more challenges. Be ready to accept more challenges. Ready to go for the productive part of your life. See that you are producing more now. Is it possible? There are a lot of limitations. There are a lot of restrictions, but see to that it is possible or not. Then alignment with the parents. What do you mean by? What I mean by that? Because most of them, see, this can be a wonderful opportunity to create bonds in the family. Relationship can be strengthened now, but your thought process must be aligned with the parents. I agree with that. Parents have to think from the side of you, your thoughts, your viewpoint. So that is important to have that rapport with the parents. So whenever you say your anger or express your worries and all, others must be able to listen to you, right? And one thing is that you have to share it to them. Don't hesitate. That is the next point. Validate your feelings. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever is coming, you just speak it out, share it out. Your worries, your horrors, your frustrations, your anxieties, uncertainties, everything you can just, your feelings can be burst out to your family members. And what others have to do, they have to acknowledge this is going through. You are having the children have having the fear. They are going through this particular phase, that everybody have to accept it, acknowledge it. Then this is for you, dear youngsters. Figure out to get out. That's for everybody. We all are in this situation. We all feel helpless and we all feel depressed and sad. How? But the next part is how we can come out of this. Figure out to get out of that. So this is for us. Validate, express our feelings, acknowledge that there is fear. That is a truth. That's a reality. Nobody can negate the reality. But we have to find out a way to come out of that. What can be our goal now? Set a goal at least now. You know, people who have goals, they rarely get depressed. See, the suicide, when you look at the people who commit suicide and all, it can be seen that the purpose in life must have been missing from their mind. Why I am here? What is the purpose of my birth? So figure out to get out and then find out a goal, real goal. So Father has pointed out that we can have a noble goals like social commitment and sustainable development, thinking about the nature, environment protection. Many youth are into that now. So that's one of the important characteristic of all the youth across the country, that they are all concerned about environment now. They are worried about the climatic changes and nature and what is happening to everybody, others' lives. So connect to others, connect with others. Okay, that's important. So as adults, we have to reframe what's happening what is going through the minds of the children. And it's our duty also to find a meaning of what we are thinking of. Pandemic time to opportunity time. This is what I have told. We can make use of the time by increasing our relationship. This is the right time to bring the family closer. Okay. Ritualistically, you must sit together at least at the dining table. When you are having food, you have to sit together. You have to talk. So this I'm giving to everybody. Please sit together for the food and then talk. So when you are sharing, when you are talking, allow everybody to share it out. So in the end, you'll be able to see that everywhere, everybody is suffering. So that will give you a kind of, connectivity. We are all equal. So that's where you can settle your minds. Create a schedule. What is the meaning of that? Creating a schedule. So normally, what time we get up? Get up at the usual time, get up at the normal time, don't get up late. So get up at the normal time and finish everything, and then you must have a schedule every day in the morning. What you are going to finish, what you are going to do that day. So if you do not have everything will be blurred. You will feel a kind of gloom spreading in your mind. So please block that. For that, you can have a clear-cut scheduling. Morning, this is my plan, and afternoon, this is what I'm going to do. So that scheduling will give you a direction to go, direction to get up from the bed. So depressive patients, they will not get up from the bed even. They are unable to get up from the bed. So this is a kind of a method that we can use for ourselves, find out a reason to get up from the bed and go through the day. Make use of the free time in learning something new or something, you do something different. So that is a mark of a creative people, do something differently. That's what I told, free time must be there. Though you are attending online classes, many of you are students, so you will be attending online classes. But still you have to find out a free time. You learn something new, you do something differently. So this is the right time to develop your abilities or hobbies you can improve. This is the right time. And there are, almost all the universities are opening their doors now for the free courses. There are a lot of online courses, free also, many of them, through Moodle, Coursera, Udacity, Simplilearn. Just go there. You will be finding many courses. You can take a certificate there, and some are paid, but some are free. Excellent courses are there. So find them out. That will improve your skills also. So this is the time to improve your skills, your attitudes, and your values. Okay. Another point which I'm going to talk about is bring parents to your world, mutual learning. How is that possible? I request the parents to enter into the world of the children now. Now, many will be fascinated by the games, video games, or any of such things. This is the time you can also understand their world. You can enter into the realm of their. Children, please allow the parents. So this is a kind of mutual learning, means you learn what they are doing. Maybe that can be a cooking, it can be any of the work that they are present doing, and gardening or any such things. Learn from them, and you also must be ready to welcome them to your world. So allow them to understand the songs which you are listening, or the games you are playing. So this will improve the understanding and rapport and relationship. Social connectivity. See, as youth, you are committed to society. So many things you can do at this time. Many people are doing many things. They are they are connecting to the world outside. They are doing a lot of work. Many organizations, NGO organizations are there. You can be connected with them. Whenever they require any help, you can be there to help them out. Now, another point which I'm going to talk about is the importance of inner circle of relationship. All of us have to get an understanding of who our close friends are. Okay, we have a lot of acquaintance in our lives. We have close friends. So try to have intimate relationship with the inner circle of your friends. Acquaintance, those people who are outside that inner circle, they can wait. They don't mind if you are not calling them. But those close friends, find out those close friends. When if you are in the hospital, who all will be rushing to see you. So those are your close friends. So you always have a connectivity with them. Every day try to call them, try to reconnect with them. It's not simply connecting, reconnecting, so that you feel the bond all the more increased. So inner circle of relationship is unnecessarily, you need not be connected with everybody. That will actually ruin, that will take away your precious time too. So focus on facts and reject rumors and theories. Many things are happening. You are getting information a lot. Knowledge is power, we all understand. But the more you know about a certain issue, the less fearful you may feel. Make sure to access and believe only the most reliable source of information for self-protection. So you find out you see the information are reliable or not. Do not follow sensational news or social media posts which impact your mental state. Unnecessarily don't look into that. We should get news information, but what is the need of knowing that minute by minute? That's not required. So keep away your mobile phone, switch it off for some time, and then you will feel that you are in mental peace. Okay. Stick to the known advice like hand hygiene and keeping a physical distance from others. That's all important. It is being careful about yourself, not being lacked. It's also about caring of others. So that's, you have to stick on with what government has talked about. A common cold is not a corona infection. It's not that. The symptoms of corona have been well described. So follow etiquette of sneezing, coughing, avoiding spitting in public places. Follow these etiquettes. As a social being, we all have to follow that. Okay. Don't discuss all the time about the sick and the number of death and all. No need of knowing all such things. You try to talk about the positive stories related with corona. Today in the Malayalam Daily, I have seen a news that about a small baby being taken care by another person. So such positive stories, when you listen to that, you will feel all the more.
Ma'am?
Yes. Hello.
Okay. There was a gap. That's why I called. I thought there was something wrong with your. Okay, it's okay. No problem. No problem.
Okay. So move away from the negative feelings, negative people, negative news, negative ideas. So that you see, for that, what you can do, you can listen to music, whatever you feel like. You can watch funny movies, whatever your hobbies are, get involved in those. So as far as possible, move away from the negative emotions. Anxiety, this level, when I talk about anxiety, because when you feel frightened, the next state is anxiety. So reasonable level of anxiety is good for everybody. You know why? Then we will take measures. We will be cautious. So reasonable level of anxiety is important for a life, but less anxiety. That is what I told. Some people, they don't care about anything. So they are the real problem creators. So they go out and they spread this coronavirus. So less anxiety is dangerous, and too much anxiety. So too much anxiety, what will happen to me? All the time fear and panic and then stress, that will definitely make you depressed. So depression is a psychological issue. So too much anxiety will lead to psychological issues. So reasonable level of anxiety and stress, that's important for the growth and the success of a person. Persons with mental illness. So now I'm moving to that part, depression. So there are, depression, there are many levels. Acute depression, mild depression, many levels are there. Bipolar, depression related to a particular period in the life, many are there, but I'm not going to describe all. But already those who have some problems, OCD, depression, fear, PTSD, post traumatic conditions, those conditions will get worse, and at this time there is a chance. So be careful about, be aware of this. We all must have proper awareness what is going to happen to us. So when we have a kind of disease like this, is mild, it can be mild also, it can be severe also, depression, fear, or are we taking a meditation? So those people will find the condition get worsened. So definitely seek help and meet a psychologist, the advice. Mild levels will go to the next level. Those who are suffering mild cases like this, fear, anxiety, and panic, and tension, panic attack coming, and agoraphobia. So those people, they will feel that they are going to the next level. And there are so many people who work from home now. So there is a chance that they are also going to get some kind of some kind of difficulty now. Dysfunctional families. Nowadays, we can find that the rate has been increased alarmingly, those who seek counseling now. Cases of abuse and violence has been increased a lot. So dysfunctional families, is a major issue facing us. No, if you are in a good family where there is care, share, and love, it's okay. Being together is fine. You can do everything. You can develop your hobbies and develop everything. But what is the case with the dysfunction families? I'm really worried about the kids who are there in the dysfunction families. Now they are listening to the quarrels or the worries of the parents all the more. So that going to get affected. They are also going to get affected by that. So dysfunctional families are also going to get affected, and we have to look into that seriously. And the elderly people, elderly people, they must have otherwise found solace of going out, and they also have a small circle of friendship, and they go out and they visit, they relate, they go to temples or places of worship, but they are denied now. So what is happening to them? And in Kerala, there is a reverse quarantine. So what is happening to them? So those people feel they are all the more lonely and isolated. So there is a chance that they create issues like violent nature can be more, aggressive nature will be developed, and school going kids also. So for them also, meeting the friends and meeting the teachers, school also plays an important role, because it's a developing their social skills. So they are denied of that. So they are also showing symptoms of depression and anxiety nowadays, differently abled and sick and bedridden. So it is, I don't say that those people are suffering, but I feel that the caretakers are all the more affected by the situation now. So they can't go out. They don't get any solace. So they are getting highly depressed now. Those who take care of the sick and bedridden and the differently abled kids. There's no other way than to seek help whenever they feel like. And always seek medical help also is important, counselors help. And now a lot of telecounseling is happening, and government also is providing a lot of opportunities. Make use of them. That's the only thing I can tell now. And recognize our mental health problems of your dear and near ones. How can we understand that others, we are going to be depressed? So let us see that if we have a change in the sleep patterns, be careful about that. We must have a proper sleep. If you are not having proper sleep, that is one of the causes of depression. Increased use of alcohol, drugs, and abusive behavior. So when you notice increased use of alcohol, drug, and abusive behavior in anybody, or if you feel like if you are inclined to take all these things, then there is a chance, because they won't provide a permanent solution to your worries. Yeah. So that will affect you in the long term. Low energy. So depressive people will feel low energy. They don't feel like getting up. I told, no, they don't have any concentration. All the routine will be stopped. They don't find interest in working. So increased irritability is another symptom that they exhibit. They'll be always irritable and angry. Pessimism, always talk about negative things, and they talk about death and suicide. Unnecessarily, they'll be guilty. Unnecessarily, they feel that they are hurting somebody and they feel guilty. So guilt is another thing that makes them always sad and depressed. So eating disorder is another symptom which they exhibit, which they show. Sometimes they eat more, or sometimes they will eat less. Addiction to news and social media. Some are grew towards this internet and social media, mobile. So that is another issue. See, always sitting in front of the computer and watching TV and news and social media like Facebook, WhatsApp, and all. That addiction will lead to depression. Others are all happy. Why I am not happy? Because people will post only the happy news in the Facebook. So when you read the happy news of others, there is a tendency that we feel like, why I am suffering like this? Okay. So addiction is sometimes dangerous. Offer help to elderly, sick, and children. This is something I'm telling to the youngsters or the more youth. You can do a lot now. You can help the elderly, sick, and children now. If they want medicine, you can get those medicines to the elderly who stay alone. and sick and children, you can advise them to take part in the family affairs, family routine work, and also they'll be all the more empowered. So if you are empowered, you can empower others too. Handling emotional problems, how can we do that? So once you recognize that others are in danger, or you feel that there are symptoms like depression and worries in us, what we can do is self-help. Understand that you are undergoing that feeling and you have to seek help. Stay connected. Always stay connected with your family members, your close relatives and friends. Talk to them, share to them your worries, your problems, your thoughts. Very, very important. If you are unable to do that, you can even text. Okay, that is also that because depressive patients sometimes may not be able to communicate properly. So texting is another thing which is advisable. Sleep well. Minimum you must have 7 years sleep. Eat a healthy diet and include omega-3, vitamin B, chicken, egg, and leafy ingredients. So a healthy diet is important. Take a long hot bath. Bathing is important, long hot bath, and physical activities. Father has rightly told in the introduction that physical activities actually will help you a lot. And I suggest, because now at present gyms close, and I suggest you to have a walk outside. That's better. So you'll be getting connected with nature too. So that will give a kind of, happiness and peace within you, contentment. You'll be able to think a lot about yourself. Self-awareness will be improved. Mindfulness will be improved. You will be aware of what is happening around, observing the nature, how beautiful it is. So that's a kind of feeling that we have to develop at this difficult time. Physical activities like yoga and meditation, all those things will actually help you a lot. So scheduling a day, that I told a while before, you have to plan your routine properly from the morning till the night and improve skills. Whatever skills you have, you can improve. Many are doing choreography and music rendering. Have you that's not a permanent solution. And facts about COVID infection, you must always collect information that only from the reliable source. Whenever you feel like you are depressed and unable to help you out, always seek help. Tele-counseling, many numbers are available. Go to Google, you will get numbers. Many counselors are giving free service now. Government also is providing such help desk. So try to collect the numbers, and whatever doubts you have related to COVID-19, related to the life which we are leading now, you can definitely make a call to them. And there are different states of mind. I just want to tell you, because I've seen when they come for the counseling, I have seen many of them talking in terms of this personalized. Many of them will think that why this is happening to me, why I am undergoing, why when at the juncture of getting a job, I am getting this corona happened, and why I got affected. So everything they take personally. Why it is happening to me? My family is affected. My child is affected. So everything personalizing. So it is important to convince them or convince ourselves that this is not happening to us alone. This is a global phenomena, and we hope that we'll be able to fight marvelously and we'll be able to defeat this enemy soon. So never personalize it. It's a global phenomena. Permanency. Some of us believe that this will be there throughout our life. We like this throughout. So that also you have to get rid of from that thought. You understand that this is all a temporary phase. This will also pass. That is a story of a king. So this will also pass. Then prevalence. We see everything is not denied. Some of us believe that everything is denied. We are not able to go to cinema halls. We are not able to go to the malls and have parties. Okay, I admit many things are denied, but there are so many things which we can still enjoy. Physically only we are distant, but emotionally we can be connected. So many things are available online. So make use of that. I've mentioned some courses. Many skills can be improved. see, some only denied and many are there in front of you. So make use of that opportunity, catch them, never miss that opportunity. Then the serenity prayer, I often tell this to my clients when they come for my students also, in the school also, everybody, to everyone I usually tell the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Okay, there are certain things. When the problems come, you must be able to differentiate the problems into two. One set of problems we may not be able to change. Another set of problems we will be able to change. So focus to those problems which you will be able to solve, which you will be able to change, the situations which you are able to change. So, and that wisdom to know the difference. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Just accept. And courage to change the things I can. Give me the courage to change the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference. If you lack that wisdom, you will be focusing on those areas where change is impossible. So focus to those areas, to those things where you can have some impact. That is serenity prayer. So every day you please repeatedly have this prayer so that you will understand the difference. See, I'm going to redefine Corona now. The meaning of Corona. Have you ever looked at the dictionary? Corona, the meaning is that is a part of the a part of the sun, and sorry, it's a resembling a crown. It resembles a crown. That's a mistake over here. Just like a crown. Okay, Corona is just like a crown, and it is a gaseous envelope of the sun. We can see Corona when there is a solar eclipse. That's a beautiful part of that. See, that's a gaseous envelope of the sun and other stars. Sun's corona is visible only during a total. So I really want to redefine corona. Like, you know, we don't know why this corona has come into our lives. Sometimes it may be for some good. We don't know. And looking at the nature, we can easily say that it has actually changed many things. The pollution has come down, many things we have noticed. Okay, so Earth is recouping now. So Earth also requires some time to come out of that. It's recouping from the wounds which we inflicted on it. So give time for that. Be patient. There are certain things which we can do now. This is the time to reinvent yourself. Find out why I'm here on Earth. Improve your relationship in the family and among your inner circle of friends. Many things. You can do many things to society now. Think about that. What I can do. What is possible for me. Do it. That is all. And have you watched this news some days back in the dailies? I've seen that. 66 children below 18 committed suicide in Kerala in the last 106 days. Just imagine. Just 106 days, 66 children below 18 committed suicide. My question is this. These are my questions. What steps as a youth can you ensure that one more child doesn't die? If you are socially to stop that no more death, no more suicides, what support can you provide? So reach out to them. Listen to others. If they are in worries, they are in stress, don't hesitate to help your hands, to give your lend your helping hands to them. Provide all kinds of support to them. What support can you do to yourself and others? If you are facing that problem, find out what you can do to yourself and to others. Act. If you do not act now, what will happen? Suicide may become the next epidemic. Already there is a prediction by WHO in 2005 that in 2020, depression will be the killer. Second killer, the cause of the second killer in the world. Just imagine at that time, Corona was not at all heard of. So if you do not act now, if you do not help each other, if you do not develop our emotional empathy and capacity, what will happen? Along with others, we'll all perish. Suicide may become the next epidemic. So mental, emotional health, well-being, sense of belonging, relationships are important. Now at this point of time, priorities changed. Nobody is bothered about mark or grade or anything now. Education is being given least importance. That is what I felt, because health is highlighted now. Everybody bothered about being alive. We don't know whether we'll be alive by the end of this year. So our focus is for that. How can we be healthy? Not only us, as others too. So as a youth, as a smart, intelligent youngster, you can take a promise that you will do something for others too. You will do something for yourself and something for others. With that note, I conclude. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now it's time for discussion. If you have questions, you may post them in the chat box, and that will be put across to ma'am for further discussions. So in the meantime, ma'am, I've got one question for you.
Yeah, please.
Okay, there's one question that has come in. I'll pose that. The question is, going out and playing is something that kids enjoy and love to do, which they cannot do during these days. What can be done to tackle this?
Yeah, if you are really committed, if you are really intelligent enough, if you are really integrated this social distancing and sanitizing and wearing mask and all, see, you can have a walk. There is nothing wrong in that early morning. If it is not a lockdown or a red zone place, you can have that in the morning. But avoid crowd and all. See, the social distancing has to be maintained. Everybody is doing that. Okay, inside, around your home, around your place, you can have. Mingling with others is you have to be a little bit careful now, because anybody can be a carrier now, because corona has become now asymptomatic, so you don't know who is a carrier now, so you have to be careful now. But you can have a walk. That's not an issue.
Okay, ma'am. The next question is, what is mental empathy? What is the relevance?
Yeah, we know that the difference between empathy and sympathy. Sympathy we all have, we all talk about sympathy. Sympathy is a feeling only, but empathy, if you have, you will really do something for others. That is what I told. We all are responsible now. We all have to think of others at this point of time. Everybody is suffering. One thing or one reason or another reason. Many are losing jobs and they are coming back. So in many, their salary is being cut. So this is a very tough time. Financially also they are suffering, worried about catching COVID and what will happen. And see, those who have affected corona, so for them also, they have faced a lot of socially they feel that they are isolated. So we need not do that to them. Okay, we also may catch COVID-19. Who knows? So we have to be sympathetic and empathetic towards them. And what we can do, in what all ways we can be empathetic to others, we have to think it out. Reach out to others. Empathy is doing something for others. It's not merely sitting and saying that, oh, I feel so sad. That's what I told today in the morning. There was a report in the newspaper that one couple has got COVID positive. Then what happened? That child baby, nobody was there to take care. So this doctor has taken the baby to her home. 1 month she took care. That is empathy, because that couple, they didn't have anybody to look after the baby. So that's kind of empathy. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. The next question is from Ferlin Martin. Yeah. What is your advice to those kids who are away from home and parents?
Yeah. So many are stuck in some different places in the abroad, and many places they are there. So as far as possible, try to talk to them over phone. Okay, have WhatsApp calls and video calls. Give them actual news. Don't highlight, don't exaggerate what is happening. Don't create fear in them. Always talk positively to them that we will meet soon. This is the condition. let them also accept the reality. Accepting the reality is important. So which language we use is important. That is, we have to be careful of. Are we creating scare or are we creating fear in them? That you have to check. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, this is next question is from Shanmugam from Bangalore. Relationships, conflicts, and domestic violence is a major factor to be considered now. What are the suggestions to overcome it?
Yeah. So, yeah, that is what I told, dysfunctional families. So everywhere it is increasing. The only thing is that allow them space. Individual space is important inside the family. I know that most of the homes there won't be much space, but still some space must be there so that people get some free time. Sitting alone, that is important. And understand that this will also pass. Be patient. Most of the violence and abuse, we can find the reason as alcohol or drug or something. That's why I told that try to be away from alcohol and drugs. When you analyze the cases of all the violence, we'll see the chances of this alcohol and drugs among them. So that is important. And connect with others, share. Don't hesitate to communicate. Communicate everything, at least to somebody in your family, so that they will come to know what's happening in your life. Don't hesitate. Don't feel shy about it. So everywhere, everybody is suffering. So share. Openness is important. And seek help. When something is going beyond the control, seek help.
Next question is from Shravanti, Tamil Nadu. As all college students have online classes, we feel more stressed. What ways you suggest students to ease out their stress?
That depends upon how the school is conducting online classes, what kind of information is being given. At present, I am the principal of CBSE school. I believe that all the CBSE, all the boards, all the state boards, everywhere, they have minimized their syllabus for the next academic year, in this academic year. So there is no need of any rush. Now online will be a norm now. There is no escape from that. So we have to get accustomed to that. Don't worry about mark or anything, exam or assessment or anything. This is the time to get engaged. So schools are trying their level best to make the children engaged. So go through that. Don't get stressed. Realize that if you miss one class, nothing is going to happen to the child. So convince that to the children also. What they used to do in the former year, last year and all is gone. Note correction is not possible. Nothing. So it is self-learning happening now, isn't it? Or the parents have taken up the role of a teachers now. They are teaching the children. That's why parents are all the more stressed. They are not getting time. So what I suggest that, you have to divide your time. Home related task and your fees related task, you have to set aside some time. Prioritize your needs. Time management is important. Scheduling is important. And you always communicate with the teachers your trouble. They may be able to help you a lot. Many teachers are doing that kind of a wonderful job now. So they will definitely help you. And be patient. Be patient.
The next question is quite interesting. It's from Gopika Gopakumar. How can I recognize if I or someone is moving to a state of depression?
Yeah, that is what I told, by looking at the symptoms. There are many symptoms: irritability, anger, lack of concentration, always pessimistic, talking about death and killing oneself. And they must have shared you that they are going through that kind of period, that kind of phase in their life. Highly sorrowful, sad, always tearful. Eyes will be always tearful. Those are the symptoms. Very sad. And won't be, they will find it difficult to do their work. Daily routine. In the morning also, they will get up late. they won't do any things. They will really be sulk away from meeting others, communicating with others, such things, aloof. If you find out such symptoms, but don't conclude that those are the symptoms of depression. Maybe a symptom of a sorrowful state, maybe due to something else. So speak it out and take them to a counselor.
The next question is, we all know that communication is the key to solve any or all problems. But sometimes, despite all empathetic measures, many adults and kids find it difficult to talk or vent out even to their close ones. So in such situations, how does one access and address someone's issues?
I didn't get you, ma'am, properly.
It's from Preeta. The question is from Preeta. She's asking, we all know that communication is the key to solve problems. But sometimes,
Okay.
in spite of taking all empathetic measures, adults and kids will find it difficult to talk or vent out their feelings, even to their close ones.
Yes.
So in such situations, how does one access and address someone's issues?
Yeah, that is the that those who really feel see this kind of depression and all, they will not talk to others. They won't be ready to even go and meet the counselor also. In such situation, I think the family members can help. Only the family members be able to help, and you can allow them to text, ask them to WhatsApp you. That way you can help them, because they find it difficult to communicate, but they will be good in sending WhatsApp messages. That you can ask them, you can request them to do that. At least somebody will be there, some close friends will be there, so you can ask them to always connect with these people. Okay.
Yes. The next question is from Elambirai. The question is, usually I start sleeping at 10:30, but
Okay.
now due to lockdown, I'm able to sleep only at 12:30. How to overcome the problem?
If that doesn't cause you anything, you continue with that. But only one thing, that in the morning next day, you must have a regular routine. You must be able to continue with your work. Whatever you used to do, you should be able to continue. Suppose you are doing some office work, you should be able to do some home related work, you should be able to do. If that is going to be affected, then you have to change your sleep pattern. If nothing is happening, continue with that. Don't feel stressed of that. You may be watching movies or TVs a lot. You check with it. Anyway, move away from screen time. If you are addicted to screen time a lot, sooner or later you feel something is missing. Only through relationship you'll be able to bring back the happiness and peace. Connecting with the people. Can be the family members, can be the friends, anyone. So only through connecting with others, the real happiness we'll be feeling, because those things are virtual, not real. Develop inner circle.
Ma'am, next question. It's all related to sleep, but in different forms. Shall I ask all those questions together?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. The first is from Anita Anthony. When I sleep, sometimes my sleep gets disturbed. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm unable to get sufficient sleep. Can you suggest some measures? That is the first question. The next is from Simple Abhilash. She is asking, ma'am, my son is a teenager and his sleep is disturbed. The third is from Vagdevi. Vagdevi is asking, ma'am, is sleeping in the afternoon for hours together a sign of depression? Sleeping in the afternoon is good for health, but is it a sign of depression?
Yeah. So getting up in the middle of the night and then deprived of sleep might be a reason of any of the disturbing thought. need not be depression. Sort it out. You develop the skills of problem solving. No, find out which are the strategies, which are the options available, and choose the best option. That's a problem solving skill. And ready to accept everything. I told about the serenity prayer. See, just repeat the serenity prayer, you will get the idea about that. So many things in the life we are not able to make any changes. So just leave them. Why unnecessarily worrying? Worrying won't help anything. Worrying won't change any of the things happening in your life, any of the experiences. Then don't worry. But focus on yourself, what you can do, in what way you can make a change in your life. So maybe because of some disturbing thoughts, you are unable to sleep. And in the evening, sleeping too much, maybe no goal or no purpose. The child may be feeling, I don't get any purpose. That may be the reason. Give some reason, give some challenges. Many of the youth are involved in some projects. You can go to some sites and they give wonderful projects to the children. So many art groups are there, so many skill groups are there. They are all having some wonderful things. Or any game, you both, parents and children, both together, you can have some games, like indoor games. Many indoor games are there. Involve them in that. Second question, ma'am, I forgot.
This is, my son is a teenager and his sleep is disturbed. That was the second question.
Sleep
It's
is
all
disturbed.
related.
Maybe addiction to the screen time. Too much addiction. You control that. You ask the children to set a schedule. That you need not do that. You ask them how much time are you planning to look into a screen. You watch your classes, online classes are over. So apart from that, till what time you are going to watch? So they will find a time. They will give you a suggestion. So ask them to stick on with that. So the rule must be set by the children, not by us. Children have to set the rules, and it's our duty to monitor them. Be assertive also, occasion demands.
The next question is from Akshay Ramachandran. The question is, I am not able to find a good reason to wake up from my bed. And this lockdown has made me lazy. After my online classes, I am alone. I feel depressed, like you said. What to do, ma'am? To get engaged, I am searching for a part-time job. Will that be enough?
Exactly. You find out something where you can get engaged and you'll get some money also. Whatever you know, you just have share it to others. If you know how to bake a cake, at least anything, whatever your skills are, whatever you know, if you know how to use guitar, use that skill to reach to others. Post some videos and upload in the YouTube. Many are doing. Write some blogs, write something. Keep journals if you have that skill. First, understand what area you are good in. Any hobby, and develop that hobby. And search in the net, you will be getting many people. So have a lot of networking. Okay, networking is important. Networking will give you net worth. Connect with others. Many people in the world are also doing the same thing. So you be connected with them, have healthy conversation with them, will all boost your happiness and energy.
Okay. The next question is from Malavika.
Okay.
She's asking, nowadays, people who have tested positive to corona are committing suicide without waiting for a cure. How can this be prevented?
That is what I told. We are cruel to those people, to some, society is cruel. What do you feel? We are not supposed to create stress to those people who are tested positive, corona positive. We have to be empathetic. That what we are not doing. We should simply shun them away. We will not be connected with them. So if you come to see anybody, reach out to them. If anyone in your family is getting that corona COVID-19, you try to reach out to them and have positive talks with them. So that will somehow give a kind of solace to them. in what way you can do. And if you are getting also, understand that if you are getting, you are not going to die. 89% or 90%, we are not going to die. Isn't it? We will be getting recovered. Only some, those who have real respiratory issues only will be dying. So don't worry. And if you are in Kerala, you'll all the more be happy, no? You feel safe. So no need of worries. And if others are getting affected, and you have to provide that kind of a mental solace to them, and try as far as possible not to be a carrier of this disease. Try to be, follow the norms of social distancing, hand washing, wearing masks, everything. Be socially responsible at this time. Spitting on the road, etc.
Next question is from Ashik.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm in the primary contact list of COVID-19 and I am tensed whether it would be positive. What is your suggestions for me to get rid of this tension, because I'm suffering from other diseases too?
That is what I told, my dear. Your stress will not solve any of the problems. Understand that nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. If anything is going to happen, if you are worrying, still that will happen, right? Then why you worry? People getting cancer and all, still they are recovering. So COVID-19, don't fear it too much. Don't get depressed. Your mindset is important. How you look at the situation is important, isn't it? Mind and body are connected. So have a strong mind. Believe that you'll be cured. There are wonderful systems everywhere, and find out them. Understand about the facilities. Go through that, ready to go through that. Nothing will happen. God will be there with you.
Okay, ma'am. Shall I ask 3 questions put together?
Yeah.
How much more time do we have? Can I take some more time?
5 more minutes.
Okay, fine. So shall I ask another question?
Yes.
It's 3 questions put together. Ma'am, I feel so sad without any reason. Is it a sign of depression? Next is from another person, from Senin Ahmed. I'm getting sad always, even for silly matters. Can I get some solution? Another thing is, ma'am, is overthinking a sign of depression?
See, we have born in this earth with certain characteristic personality types. When you refer to psychological journals, you will see many personality types. We are ruled, our thought processes are controlled by our upbringing. Many of the factors are connected with that. Our childhood memories, many things. So unnecessarily worried and all, maybe it is a programming. You must have seen somebody unnecessarily worrying in your life. That will be some influential person in your life, can be your mother or father. So that behavior will be modeled sometimes. We will somehow imitate our parents, not consciously, but unconsciously. Just reflect. Getting unnecessarily worried and all is a sign that you are modeling, or you are simply mirroring the characteristic of somebody in your life. Or it can be a genetical aspect. Some people are, gloomy people. Some are happy people, always thinking of negative things. But my dear, all this can be changed. Brain has got a wonderful capacity to reprogram. Got it? So whatever we give in, it will come out. If we are entering always, if we are registering, or if we are programming our mind with negative thoughts, it will act accordingly. But if we change our thoughts, that will be programmed in another manner. So fill your mind with positivity. Always meet positive people. Listen to their stories. Many autobiographies are available. Read the stories of the successful people. You can find that many almost all must have undergone severe issues in their lives. I'll just say one quote, when you get a happy experience, it's a memory, right? When you go through a happy experience, you will get a memory. When you get a painful experience, you will get an experience. You go through a painful experience, you get an experience. But when you really go through a very difficult, painful situation, you are getting a lesson. So if you are getting a lesson, you have to learn from that. Okay. Now understand that everything. See, that is where you have to, that is how you can fill your mind with the positive thoughts. This will also pass. This is only a passing phase, and life is beautiful. Those many people who have no limbs, have you seen the stories of people who have got no limbs and still doing wonderful things? Isn't it? When you really undergo certain traumatic experience, then you will be really doing some miracles. You will really think about why I am here, isn't it? Find out a purpose of your life. Got it? Okay. Learn from your bad experiences, and your memories can be made beautiful or positive. Fill your mind with positive thoughts. That way you can change.
Shall I ask? One person has asked 2 questions. Shall I ask that and we'll stop there, wind up there?
Yes.
Shruti is asking, when we communicate something directly or indirectly,
Yeah.
and if they don't take it in that perspective in which we meant, we don't feel good. So what should we do to make ourselves stable?
Yes.
That is one.
Yeah,
The
let me
next
answer
is-
to that, because this is a fairly good question. See,
Okay, fine.
are we trying to change other thoughts? How others are thinking about it is all about perception, isn't it? How do they perceive things? You are hello?
Yeah, ma'am. Okay, please continue.
Yeah. So it's all about, how good your communication skill is. Are you a good speaker? Are you able to convince others without hurting others' feelings and images and ego? If that is happening, if you really like each other, definitely you will listen to. But if you don't like a person, will you be in a position to listen to them? So something about the relationship, something about the trust. So develop that. Then the other person will definitely listen to you. And if they don't listen, it is their problem. Why do you worry? Okay, second question.
This is again 2 people have asked similar kinds, so I'm asking that together. Navya Lakshmi is asking, I am very overthinking and short tempered. What should I do? And the next question is again from Shruti. Ma'am, I get distracted with something is getting done which I don't like, even misplacing a book, a pen, or something. So, how should I balance such situations?
Yeah. You please understand that perfection is a myth. Nobody can be perfect. So everything is what you have thought. You have thought that this is the right way. All the right things and wrong things, or the value system which you have formed while you were young, that is the reason of making you worry over these things. You want to see perfection everywhere. Sometimes that would have been the parenting style of your parents. I don't know. So anyway, understand that whatever you think of will only be coming out, reflected in others. If you seek perfection, if you are rigid, others will not be able to create relationship with you. There will be relationship issues. If there is a relationship issues, you will not find happiness. Happiness can be attained only through interpersonal relationships and skills. Am I correct? It's not like having some money in the bank that will make you happy. No, it is only temporary. But if you really want to be happy, you should have people around. So if this condition you have to change. So purposefully, if you want to change, you can. Otherwise, change is difficult. Change is always difficult. But if you really want to change, you can change. See, those who are all listening to me, changing ourselves is possible, always possible. But if you focus on changing others, think of the serenity prayer. That may be something which we cannot achieve. There are certain things which we cannot change. So what is possible to change? That's you, yourself, your characteristics, your thought process, your feelings. Unable to control anger and fear and such things, that are all coping skills. If you are able to copy your emotions and feelings, still then also you will be able to develop good relationships in your life, or else that will tamper all kind of relationship in the family and among your friends. So understand that emotions are good, but to a certain extent. If you are hurting others, nobody will like it. So communication is important. In what language are you communicating yourself? Maybe your all, it need not be your oral communication. Non-verbal communication also is there. Through your smile, through your facial expressions, you can always give an impression that you are warm and receptive. If that is not happening, they may not accept your ideas. Once the rapport or relationship is created, then you can share whatever you feel like. They will be in that position to listen to you. Okay, ma'am, I think we can wind up now.
Ma'am, I think we can stop because it's almost time. Now, I think, thank you, ma'am, so much for this wonderful interactive session. And
Thank you so much.
anyway, we have Ponniman sir with us. He's the Field Publicity Officer from the Field Outreach Bureau, Ernakulam. So he would be delivering the vote of thanks. But before that, to all the participants, in the chat box, the attendance form has been given. So that is for the e-certificate. So please do fill it up and see that you fill it up and it is sent. So don't fail to do so. Now over to Ponnaman sir for the vote of thanks.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
you're
really-
audible.
Yeah, thank you. I am really thankful to the Sacred Heart College for conducting such a wonderful webinar, because it is a new platform for us also, because we are usually using it in Google Meet, but now it's a different thing. It's very good, high quality pictures are coming. So I am really thankful to the college, and once again, and tell you that the webinar was inaugurated by the Honorable Principal. I am thankful to the Principal, sir. So thank you very much for supporting your team. The whole team is very supportive for this program. Your computer section, and especially the NSS division and Ragam madam. I am really thankful to you, Ragam madam. Most importantly, Bindu madam, Dr. Bindu. She has taken a class during our program in training session in Kila. And I think she had impressed us a lot by that time. So Ragam madam was very doubtful in the yesterday. She's very particular about the program. I think she was she's a perfectionist. She's always wants she's that much communicative. And I said that she is very informative, very positive. Being positive is very dangerous now a time, but I think I am very dare to say that I am very positive after hearing the speech, because she had taken she had taken to all the corners of a child, of a teenager. That's why so many questions had come, because every part of their mind has been touched by Dr. Bindu ma'am. So I think it's very impressive, very positive, very good class. So I'm really thankful to you, madam. And our deputy director, madam, was there, but I don't know whether she had joined. But Bina, madam, she had done a lot of things for the Bina. Dr. Bindu is a good friend of Dr. Bina, madam. That's why we got Bindu, madam. So I'm really thankful to you, madam Bina ji, because she had taken this initiative to bring Bindu, madam, to this wonderful webinar. I think it's a very good webinar. We had conducted so far. More than 400 participants are registered for this from different universities, as Ragappan told. So I am really thankful to you, all the people and all the participants who had very positively interacted with. I think the questions are very crystal clear, and it's very needed to others also, because very valid questions they had asked. And it's a very good session. I think it gives a lot of positive things to me also. So I'm really thankful to you. Thank you once again. I'm really thankful to you all.
I think Bina ma'am has come.
Okay, so we had already welcomed you in the session, ma'am. So if you have a word, you can please interact.
Okay, I was here for the last 1.5 hours. I was hearing Bindu, my best friend, and all of you, and the questions were very good. And Regional Outreach Bureau is very happy that we conduct a program for children these COVID times. And I think now also I hear from the Trivandrum Medical College that 5 doctors are positive, COVID positive, so they have closed the surgery ward or like that. So we are here, everywhere we are hearing negatives only. But we survive and we have to forego this period also. So for that, it was a very wonderful time. And Bindu, as usual, was amazing. So thank you for the Sacred Heart College, Pondumon, our field exhibition officer, Anaka, and especially Bindu, my best friend. And I also got some positivity because I was also, sitting at home is not an easy job. And for all of us, all of you have contributed to that. Good wishes to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Beena. Love to see you. So happy.
Yeah.
And thank you, Ragam
I'm
ma'am.
also happy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
all.
so much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
dear participants. I really miss you all. And then with the last word, like if you have a good mental health, that will be a cause for winning this battle against COVID-19. So equipped with that mental health, relationship, emotional quotient, and resilient skills, okay, then you will be able to win the battle. No doubt about that. We will win. We will overcome. So with that, thank you so much.